continuing on, but talking about Sooners for a second though, I want to move on to their offense now because that's where the major question marks are. I believe the defense will show up, but the offense is where you kind of wonder if they're going to be able to keep up with Texas, because even if your defense is able to hold Texas to less than they would normally score, your offense still has to execute, and that's a big reason why they lost to Tennessee. And at the start of the year, Jackson Arnold, 5-star prospect, I believe he was the number one quarterback in his class, and he sat behind Dylan Gabriel for a year as a freshman. Then coming into this year as a sophomore, he was expected to do a lot of big things. He played in a bowl game last year, and he threw 3 picks, but he also had 360 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it looked like he had some stuff that he could improve on, but in general, he should be ready to air that ball out for sure. And to start off the year, he wasn't that impressive. The biggest issue with him was his turnovers, and they were limiting Oklahoma's offense in a major way. The defense was doing a lot of heavy lifting the first few weeks. And then ultimately in that Tennessee game, right before the start of the second half, Michael Hawkins Jr. comes in. And then going in halftime, we don't really know who the QB is going to come in. Maybe it was just a short rest for Jackson Arnold, but no. Instead, Mike Hawkins Jr. is the guy, and he led Oklahoma to a couple of scoring drives in the Tennessee game. Ultimately, they couldn't come all the way back because of the hole they dug themselves into. But he looked a lot better, and so now they are rolling with Michael Hawkins Jr., and he led them to a win on the road as a true freshman against Auburn last week. He's a really dynamic dual-threat quarterback coming out of a prestigious high school over in Texas, actually. So he's also got family ties with the Sooners. His dad played for him under Stoops. So for Mike Hawkins Jr., he was a 4-star prospect compared to Jackson Arnold's 5. And in terms of talent disparity and overall potential at their highest level, at their ceiling, sure, Jackson Arnold probably has the edge in that. But for what this Oklahoma team needs right now, and especially going into the Red River rivalry game, they need Mike Hawkins Jr. Because it's not just about him being safer with the ball. It's also just about his intangibles and his mentality that he brings to the game. You can tell that he really cares about this team and he wants to go out there and do the best that he can for them. He's had multiple flips into the end zone. One didn't count for touchdown against Tennessee, but I believe he had one against Auburn. He's going to fight for those extra yards. He's going to fight for those touchdowns. And that is exactly who we need at the quarterback position right now, because Oklahoma is in need of a leader on the offensive end. They've got Stutzman, they've got Bowman on the defense. But on the offensive end, they're missing their top 5 wide receivers. The O-line has not been good whatsoever. And the running backs can be a little inconsistent at times, so they need a leader. And Mike Hawkins Jr. has the mentality, he has the intangibles. He's exactly what Oklahoma needs going into this Texas game. And that is, if the offense is going to have a chance to keep up with Texas due to what their defense gives them, Mike Hawkins Jr. is the only guy that can lead this Oklahoma Sooners team to have even a shot at victory. He has to be the guy. Jackson Arnold, he's got all the talent in the world, but he isn't what Oklahoma needs right now. And so Oklahoma has the right guy under center for sure if they want to even have a shot against Texas this week.